Hello friends, welcome to the next video. We've got a storm coming in Bali, so it's a little bit cooler right now, which is great, but I hope it doesn't start pouring rain right in the middle of the video. We'll see. Anyway, today we have some more from my book, Paradiddles and the Magic Sticking and Rebound Concepts, okay? In this video, I want to talk about 2-bar phrases and preparation to do them. As you know, this book was conceived, written in India. When I was living there, I lived there for 2 years. I studied Konakol and got to play with some of the best tabla players in the world, Madungram players and Kanjira. And it was just incredibly fascinating, this world of percussion in India. So after I started getting that phrasing in my head, it started to seep into my drumming, and I came up with a method that could transfer to Western drum set, okay? So using rudiments and something I call the magic sticking, we can apply all this type of phrasing onto the drum set, okay? So first thing I want to do is thank everybody again for watching these videos. I'm very honored. There's so many great drummers from around the world are watching and sending in super thanks. You know who you are. Thank you. I really appreciate you because it helps the channel and it helps me, with my endeavors on projects and stuff like that. I really appreciate it. And everyone, I appreciate you buying the book. It means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Okay, if you want to get it, just go on my online store on my website, philmaturano.com. Okay, so let's get to the exercises here. There's 2 things I want you to know when you get into this magic sticking concept, that there's a basic phrases and a little bit more complicated phrases, okay? So they have to do with the length of the phrases as well as the sticking and all that stuff. So basic phrases, okay? In the book, there's something called binary variations of the magic sticking. I really like this section because for phrasing, it's so much fun. Okay, so let's go to exercise 1 in the basic phrases section, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Hi, the dog is afraid of the thunder, so he comes over to me every time. Anyway, he's gonna get some paradiddles in his ear. Oh, damn. Ants. That's Bali. There's lots of insects and stuff, so. Let's count this out. Let's count this out and do it slow so you can hear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now you'll notice when I'm lifting there, you should really go back and watch my basic rebound stroke videos, starting with a double stroke and the singles to really understand about when to lift and all that stuff. In this case, I'm using just paradiddle lifting and the paradiddles, okay? Okay, ant, go away. If you watch the paradiddle video, you'll know that you lift right after an accent. Lift, accent lift, 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 okay? So the basic lifting you're gonna apply to this phrase here, number 1. But when it gets to the other thing, you're gonna apply the same concept of the lifting before the accent on beat 4, okay? That's when you lift. Now, why do I keep harping on all this stuff? Because it's essential that you learn the rebound stroke in order to play relaxed, fluidly, and with speed, okay? You cannot get speed if you're sticking everything. It's just physically impossible. So let's do the exercise a little faster now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, as you notice, the movements are not so big. The faster you go, the smaller the movements become. All right, and the more I'm using rebound, the better it's going to sound and the easier it's going to feel. Okay, you'll notice in this exercise, the sticking turns around. The first time you do it, it starts at the right. Second time, it starts at the left. That's one of the beautiful things about this particular phrase. And let's just do it real fast now. I just want to show you something. 1, 2. Okay, you'll notice the way I counted it in. 1, 2, not 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, musicians, when they're doing different types of phrases, they're not feeling the time the same way all the time. You know, your internal clock moves around to gain perspective on a phrase so that it stays in time. The best way to feel something sometimes is not the way the pulse is dictated on the sheet music, right? Of course, everybody knows that, right? So in this case, even if you're in 5 and in 7, you're not going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, you're feeling different rates and subdivisions and pulses so that it facilitates your phrasing. In different ways you're feeling those pulses, okay? So in this case, very simple. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm feeling it 1, 2, 1, 2, and the 16th notes are still the same, okay? 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? 1 E and the 2 E and the 1 E and the 2 E and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, like that, okay? But if you have to think that way, it's too cumbersome, and the tension between the pulses and the phrase is too much. So what you do is you just think in cut time. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, even with my foot, I'm tapping 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, so that's very important for all of these following exercises so that you can relax into the phrases. Once you hear them also, you get them in your ear, you're going to want to think in 2, not in 4 constantly. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So this section here, basic phrases, prepares you for the next section, which is 2-bar phrases, okay? Now, in the beginning of 2-bar phrases, you have exercise 1, and what this does is it really allows you to feel more space in between the phrases, basically, the accents, if you want to break it down like that. But I'd rather say phrases, because the first bar, for example, this is the phrase, da, 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 okay? The second phrase, the second bar, da, 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 it's a phrase. Don't think of stickings, don't think of, counting, think of a phrase. Of course, you have to have these stickings down in particular to pull this off. But the stickings are going to really facilitate your phrase the way they're worked out. Okay, this whole book is not about paradiddles. It's about phrasing. The phrasing of percussion from India, basically. That's what it is. All right, so exercise 1, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you'll notice this one also turns around. The first time you do it starts with the right, the second time starts with the left. Anytime you see first time, second time like that, that means the sticking is going to turn around like that. So let's take it a little faster so you can hear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, you'll notice the lifting is allowing me to play real relaxed and flowing with the sticking. And I'm bouncing everything. I'm not going like this, okay? Impossible, impossible. essential to bounce. 90% of what you do on kit should be bounce. Okay? All right. The next payoff in this particular phrase is that it leaves a big space in between the phrases of the first bar and the second bar. I like that because it's going to give you like a way to start thinking of this in the sense of improvisation, right? If you can leave spaces and combine the phrases to effectively build tension in a musical situation, that's going to be ideal, all right? And this is how you start out. You know, you obviously have to start out somewhere, but this is how you do it. Take 2 bars at a time, then you take 4 and 6 and whatever, and eventually it just becomes second nature. But okay, so this is the phrase a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then your final step is to think of it in 2 so that you can do it blazing fast if you need to. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, that's really nice at those tempos, and you can already hear it swinging its way around the kit. Let's go to another one. Okay, now there's some phrases that sound great at medium tempos and others that sound great at fast tempos. So let's look at one that sounds great at medium tempos. Okay, let's look at number 6. Number 6, you'll see that it's very syncopated. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and a 4 and a. Okay, it doesn't turn around. This exercise doesn't turn around. It's the same way, starts the same way, and every time with the right hand. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. So because it sounds better at medium tempos, you don't have to think of it in 2. You can think of it in 4/4. I mean, you could, but it sounds better at medium tempos, okay? Another exercise that sounds great, fast, is number 7, okay? Now, check out number 7. Here we have starting off with a 5-stroke roll. You can think of that every time you get back to the beginning, okay? And then we have the magic sticking extended, okay, because we have an extra left in there and an accent on the and of 4. That's the first bar. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. That's the first bar. The second bar on the and of 2 and the and of 3. Okay, so it sounds like this. 3, 4. Okay, string that together. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, well, let's do it a little faster so you can get a better idea of what it sounds like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now let's think of it in 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, I really love that phrase because it's a syncopated, yet it still sounds fast, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, and. Okay, so I hope that gives you a nice idea about how to use these phrases and why you should use them. As usual, I just want to tell you that the book is available on my website. go to the online store. You can pick it up there, only 10 bucks. And the lesson site is waiting for you, 200 bucks for the year program. You have me as your guide, lesson plans, video support, audio support through WhatsApp, and of course email. And the elite program is cranking as well. 3 hours a day for 7 days. You can split up the days. You can do, you know, one of the 3 hour days per week. In 7 weeks you have the whole course. Plus you have a 2-year membership, and I'm doing hand consultations. Remember, only 100 bucks an hour, and through Zoom or WhatsApp or whatever platform you would like to use. And yeah, that's what's going on here in Bali. Let's see if the rain comes down. I hope not. We'll see. All right, folks. Thanks for watching. Peace. See you on the next one.